You've been saying it for years. This is the year I get my finances in order. This is the year I finally organize my paperwork. This is the year I figure out retirement. This is the year I write that will. But here you are, years later, and nothing has changed. Your financial documents are still scattered chaos. You still don't understand your insurance policies. You still haven't maxed out your 401k. You still don't have a will. Your spouse has no idea where important passwords are. Your adult children would be completely lost if something happened to you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people's financial lives are a disaster. Not because they're irresponsible or stupid, but because they're overwhelmed, confused, and don't know where to start. Financial advice is either too basic, spend less than you earn, or too complex technical jargon about basis points and tax loss harvesting that means nothing to normal people. What you need isn't another lecture about budgeting or another get-rich scheme. What you need is someone to walk you through the boring, unglamorous, essential tasks that actually constitute having your financial life in order. Someone who admits they're also confused by this stuff but figured it out anyway. Someone who makes you laugh while explaining why you really do need to update that beneficiary designation. You need a guide who understands that financial organization isn't about optimization or getting rich. It's about making sure that when life throws curveballs, and it will, you and your family can handle them without disaster. It's about sleeping better at night, knowing that if something happens to you tomorrow, your loved ones won't be digging through boxes trying to find account numbers while grieving. Today, we're breaking down This is the Year I Put My Financial Life in Order by John Schwartz, a New York Times reporter who decided to finally tackle all the financial tasks he'd been avoiding and documented the journey with humor, honesty, and practical advice that actually works for real people. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap for the essential financial organization tasks you've been avoiding, why they actually matter, and exactly how to complete them without losing your mind. This isn't about becoming a financial expert. It's about becoming a financially organized adult. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Why your financial life is a mess and why that's dangerous. Schwartz opens with brutal honesty. His own financial life was a disaster despite being a successful professional who should have known better. Important documents scattered across drawers and boxes, no clear inventory of accounts, life insurance policies he didn't fully understand, a will that was years out of date, passwords his wife didn't know. He's not alone. Most people, even successful ones with good incomes, have messy financial lives, not because they're failing at managing money day to day, but because they're avoiding the administrative tasks that feel boring, overwhelming, or anxiety-inducing. The common excuses. Excuse 1. I don't have time. You have time. You're just prioritizing everything else over this. You watch Netflix. You scroll social media. You have time for this. You're just not making it a priority because it's not urgent until suddenly it is. Excuse 2. It's too complicated. Some financial topics are complex, but most organization tasks are straightforward. You're using complexity as an excuse to avoid discomfort. Excuse 3. I'll do it when I have more money. Financial organization isn't about having wealth. It's about managing whatever you have responsibly. Waiting until you're wealthy means staying disorganized indefinitely. Excuse 4. Nothing bad has happened yet. This is like saying you don't need insurance because you haven't had an accident yet. The entire point is preparing before something happens, when preparation becomes impossible. Excuse 5. I don't want to think about death and disability. Nobody does. But avoiding these topics doesn't prevent them from happening. It just ensures you won't be prepared when they do. The book explains why financial disorganization is dangerous. Danger. 1. Emergency paralysis. When crisis hits, job loss, medical emergency, death in family, you need to access information quickly. If you don't know where accounts are, what insurance you have, or who to contact, the crisis becomes catastrophic. Danger. 2. Money left on table. Disorganized people miss employer 401k matches, forget to rebalance portfolios, pay unnecessary fees, and overlook tax deductions. This costs thousands or tens of thousands over time. Danger 3. Family burden. If something happens to you and your financial affairs are chaotic, your family inherits that chaos during grief. Finding accounts, paying bills, managing estate, all while emotionally devastated. This is cruel and preventable. Danger 4. Poor decision-making. Without clear understanding of your complete financial picture, you make decisions in silos. You might have too much insurance in one area and not enough in another. Investments might be duplicated or poorly allocated. You can't optimize what you can't see. Danger. 5. Fraud vulnerability. Disorganized financial records make you vulnerable to identity theft, account fraud, and scams because you're not monitoring things closely enough to notice problems quickly. Schwartz emphasizes that getting organized isn't about becoming perfect. It's about achieving good enough, where you know what you have, where it is, who needs to know about it, and what to do in various scenarios. The goal isn't impressing a financial advisor with your sophisticated optimization. The goal is not screwing your family if you get hit by a bus tomorrow. Chapter 2. The Financial Organization Checklist. What you actually need to do. Let's get specific. Schwartz provides a clear checklist of essential tasks. These aren't aspirational, nice-to-have items. These are foundational, you're irresponsible if you don't do them requirements. Task 1. Create a master document listing all financial accounts, insurance policies, and important contacts. This includes bank accounts with institution names and account numbers, investment and retirement accounts, life, health, disability, and property insurance policies with policy numbers, credit cards and debts, real estate and vehicle titles, safe deposit boxes and their locations, key contacts, financial advisor, attorney, accountant, insurance agents. This document needs to be accessible to your spouse or trusted family member, but secure from others. Physical copy in a safe place, digital copy encrypted. Task 2. Create a will. If you die without a will, the state decides how your assets are distributed according to probate laws that might not match your wishes. This is especially critical if you have minor children. The will designates guardians. You don't need expensive estate attorneys for simple situations. Online services can handle straightforward wills affordably. Complex estates need professional help, but most people can start with basics. Task 3. Establish durable power of attorney for finances and health care. If you're incapacitated but alive, someone needs legal authority to handle your finances and make medical decisions. Without these documents, your family might need court proceedings to help you. Financial POA allows someone to pay bills, manage investments, handle property. Healthcare POA, also called healthcare proxy or advance directive, allows someone to make medical decisions if you can't. Task 4. Review and update beneficiary designations. Retirement accounts, life insurance, and some bank accounts transfer to designated beneficiaries outside of wills. If your beneficiary designations are out of date, still listing an ex-spouse, deceased parent, or minor children, they override your will. Check every account annually. Update after major life events, marriage, divorce, births, deaths. Task 5. Consolidate accounts where practical. Multiple old 401ks, several checking accounts, 3 different brokerages. This creates unnecessary complexity. Consolidate to fewer accounts to simplify management and monitoring. Don't go crazy with this. Having some separation makes sense. But if you have 7 credit cards you don't use, close them. If you have 4 old 401ks, roll them into one IRA. Task 6. Organize physical and digital documents. Create filing system for important documents. Tax returns, legal documents, insurance policies, investment statements, property deeds. Keep originals of critical documents in a safe or safe deposit box. Have digital backups encrypted and accessible to trusted family member. Task 7. Create password inventory. Your spouse or executor needs access to online accounts. Create secure list of critical passwords, financial accounts, email, utilities, digital assets. Use a password manager and share the master password with someone trusted. Task 8. Review insurance coverage. Do you have adequate life insurance for your family's needs? Disability insurance if your income supports dependents? Appropriate health insurance? Adequate liability coverage on home and auto? Estate planning insurance needs? Most people have way too little life and disability insurance and way too much insurance on things that don't matter. An annual review prevents this. Task 9. Verify retirement contributions. Are you capturing full employer match? Maxing out IRA contributions if eligible? Taking advantage of HSA if you have high deductible plan? These are essentially free money that expires if unused. Task 10. Review investment allocation. Does your overall portfolio allocation match your age, goals, and risk tolerance? Are you paying high fees for underperforming actively managed funds? Have you rebalanced recently? Schwartz admits this list is overwhelming. That's okay. You don't do it all at once. You tackle one item at a time over several months. The book is organized to walk through each task step by step with specific guidance on how to actually do it. The key is starting. Pick one task, complete it this month. Pick another next month. In a year, you'll have transformed from financial chaos to financial organization. Chapter 3. Wills, powers of attorney, and why you're not too young for this. Let's tackle the tasks people avoid most. Estate planning documents. Schwartz dedicates significant attention to this because it's simultaneously the most important and most avoided financial task. The resistance to creating wills and powers of attorney is psychological, not practical. These documents force you to confront mortality and imagine scenarios where you're incapacitated or dead. Nobody likes this, but adults do it anyway because their families depend on it. Starting with wills. Why you need one. Without a will, your assets distribute according to intestacy laws that probably don't match your wishes. Your favorite charity gets nothing. Your estranged sibling might inherit equally with the sibling who's been helping you for years. Your unmarried partner gets nothing regardless of relationship length. If you have minor children, the will designates guardians. Without a will, a court decides who raises your children if both parents die. Family might fight over this. The outcome might not match your preferences. Wills also name executors who'll handle your estate, paying debts, distributing assets, handling administrative tasks. Choosing someone you trust who's organized and willing is important. Common will myths Schwartz debunks. Myth 1. I'm too young to need a will. If you're over 18, have any assets, or have children, you need a will. Death doesn't wait until you're old. Young people die in accidents, illnesses, violence. Prepare anyway. Myth 2. I don't have enough assets to bother. If you own anything, car, savings, personal possessions with a sentimental value, you need guidance for who gets what. Even modest estates create family conflicts when there's no clear direction. Myth 3. My spouse will automatically get everything. Not necessarily. Intestacy laws vary by state. Some split assets between spouse and children. Others involve parents or siblings. Don't assume. Make it explicit. Myth 4. Wills are expensive. Simple wills through online services cost $100, $300. Even attorney-drafted wills for straightforward situations run $500, $500. Considering the cost of dying without one, this is cheap. Myth 5. Once I make a will, I can't change it. Wills should be reviewed and updated every few years or after major life events. Revising is straightforward. Don't let perfectionism prevent making one now, even if circumstances might change. Moving to powers of attorney. These are arguably more important than wills, because they apply while you're alive, but incapacitated. Financial power of attorney. This allows your designated agent to handle financial matters if you're incapacitated. Pay bills, manage investments, sell property, file taxes. Without this, your family might need court approval, conservatorship proceedings, to access your accounts and manage affairs. Healthcare power of attorney. This allows your agent to make medical decisions if you can't communicate. What treatments to pursue or decline. Where to receive care. End-of-life decisions. Without this document, family might not have legal authority to make these choices, creating horrible situations during medical crises. Living will advance directive. This is your written wishes about medical treatment in end-of-life scenarios. Do you want heroic measures? Artificial nutrition? Ventilation? This guides your healthcare proxy and relieves them of having to guess your wishes during emotional crisis. Schwartz shares his own experience creating these documents, the discomfort of imagining scenarios requiring them, the relief once completed, and the confidence that his family won't be left struggling if something happens. He emphasizes that these aren't morbid documents. They're love letters to your family. You're handling the difficult paperwork now, so they won't have to handle it while grieving or crisis managing. It's one of the most caring things you can do. Chapter 4. Insurance. Boring, essential, and probably wrong. Now let's talk insurance. Possibly the least exciting topic in personal finance, yet absolutely critical. Schwartz approaches this with appropriate skepticism about insurance industry sales tactics, while acknowledging that proper insurance is essential. The insurance principle: you insure against catastrophes you can't afford, not against inconveniences. Insurance protects against low-probability, high-cost events, death leaving family without income, disability, preventing work, house burning down, major liability judgment. You don't need insurance for things you could afford to replace. That $50 extended warranty on electronics, extra insurance on rental cars when your credit card covers it. Insurance companies profit most from these unnecessary products. Let's go through essential insurance types. Life insurance. If anyone depends on your income, spouse, children, aging parents, you need life insurance. The purpose is replacing your income if you die so dependents can maintain standard of living. How much? General rule, 15 times annual income. If you make $75,000, aim for $750,000, $1 million in coverage. This sounds like a lot, but term life insurance is surprisingly cheap when you're young and healthy. Term versus whole life. Buy term life insurance. Period. Whole life insurance is sold as investment plus insurance, but it's expensive, has poor returns, and benefits the salesperson more than you through enormous commissions. Term life is pure insurance. You pay a premium. If you die during the term, your beneficiaries get the payout. It's 15 times cheaper than whole life. Buy term and invest the difference yourself. Disability insurance. You're far more likely to become disabled than die during working years. If you can't work for extended periods, how do you pay bills? Many employers offer group disability insurance. Take it. It's often not enough. Typically 60% of salary capped at modest amount. So, consider supplemental private disability insurance if your income supports dependents. Health insurance. This should be non-negotiable, but Americans constantly gamble by going uninsured. One major illness without insurance can bankrupt you. Don't be foolish. Maintain continuous coverage through employer plans, ACA Marketplace, or spouse's plan. The key is adequate coverage, not minimal. High-deductible plans with HSAs work for healthy people with savings. Low-deductible plans make sense for families or people with chronic conditions. Property insurance. Homeowners or renters, insurance protects against loss of property. Homeowners insurance is mandatory if you have a mortgage. Renters insurance is optional but cheap, $15-30 monthly, and crucial if you have belongings worth more than a month's rent. Get replacement cost coverage, not actual cash value. Replace your 5-year-old couch with new one, not get depreciated value of old couch. Auto insurance, state mandated, but people often have inadequate coverage. Don't just get the minimum liability. Get coverage that actually protects your assets. If you have significant assets, increase liability limits to $250,000 or $500,000 per occurrence, or get umbrella policy. Umbrella liability insurance. This provides excess liability coverage beyond your auto and homeowners insurance. If you have assets worth protecting, home equity, retirement accounts, savings, you need umbrella coverage. It's surprisingly cheap. $1-2 million in umbrella coverage typically costs $200, $400 annually. If you're sued and found liable for more than your standard policy limits, they can come after your assets. Umbrella insurance prevents this. Long-term care insurance, this is expensive and controversial. Nursing home or in-home care costs are catastrophic, $100,000 plus annually. Long-term care insurance helps pay these costs. The problem? It's expensive, especially if you wait until older. Premiums have been rising dramatically. Many policies have been discontinued, or premiums increased beyond affordability. Schwartz's take. If you have modest assets, you can't afford it and will rely on Medicaid eventually. If you have substantial assets, you might be able to self-insure. The middle, those with moderate assets worth protecting, should investigate in their 50s, but understand the financial commitment. Insurance Review Checklist. Do you have adequate life insurance if anyone depends on your income? Do you have disability insurance if your income supports anyone? Is your health insurance adequate for your needs? Does your property insurance provide replacement cost coverage? Do you have sufficient auto liability limits? If you have assets worth protecting, do you have umbrella liability insurance? As you age, have you considered long-term care insurance? Review annually. Update after major life changes. Marriage, home purchase, children, divorce, new job. The goal isn't buying every insurance product sold to you. It's having adequate protection against catastrophes while avoiding unnecessary coverage on minor risks. Chapter 5, Retirement Accounts. Max out the free money. Let's talk retirement accounts, because this is where people leave literal free money unclaimed. Schwartz breaks down the types of accounts and common mistakes. The 401k. If your employer offers 401k with matching contributions, this is your first priority. Employer matches free money, instant 100% return on that portion of your contribution. Example: your employer matches 50% of contributions up to 6% of salary. If you make $80,000 and contribute 6%, $4,800, your employer adds $2,400. That's a guaranteed 50% return immediately. Yet millions of employees don't capture full match. This is leaving money on the table. Before saving anywhere else, before paying extra on your mortgage, before any other financial goal, capture the full employer match. Beyond matching, maximize 401k contributions up to IRS limits, $23,000 for 2024, $3,500 if you're 50 plus. These contributions reduce your taxable income now and grow tax-deferred until retirement. IRAs, individual retirement accounts. These provide additional tax-advantaged retirement savings beyond employer plans. Traditional IRA. Contributions may be tax-deductible, depending on income, and whether you have workplace plan. Money grows tax-deferred. You pay taxes on withdrawals in retirement. Roth IRA. Contributions are after tax, no deduction now. Money grows tax-free. Withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. The Roth is often better for younger workers in lower tax brackets now, who'll be in higher brackets in retirement. Traditional IRA is often better for higher earners now, who expect lower income in retirement. Contribution limits: $7,000 for 2024, $8,000 at 50 plus. You can do both traditional and Roth, but combined contributions can't exceed these limits. HSA, Health Savings Account. If you have high-deductible health insurance, HSAs offer triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible, growth is tax-free, and withdrawals for medical expenses are tax-free. Many people make the mistake of spending HSA funds on current medical expenses. If you can afford to pay medical costs out of pocket and invest HSA funds, they grow tax-free for decades. In retirement, you can withdraw for medical expenses tax-free or for non-medical expenses, taxed like traditional IRA after 65. Max it out. $450 to individual, $8,300 family for 2024, plus $1,000 catch-up at 55 plus. Common retirement account mistakes Schwartz identifies. Mistake 1. Not contributing enough to capture full employer match. This is leaving free money unclaimed. Always contribute at minimum what's required for full match. Mistake 2. Cashing out 401k when changing jobs. You pay taxes, penalties, and lose years of compound growth. Roll old 401ks into IRAs or new employer's plan. Mistake 3. Too conservative allocation when young. 20-somethings putting retirement money in bonds or stable value funds earning 2-3% miss decades of stock market growth. When you're young, aggressive stock allocation makes sense. You have time to recover from downturns. Mistake 4. Too aggressive allocation near retirement. Conversely, 60-year-olds with 100% in stocks risk major losses right before needing the money. As you age, gradually shift toward more bonds and stable assets. Mistake 5. High fees eating returns. Actively managed funds often charge 1-2% annually. Over 30 years, this can reduce your final balance by 25-40%. Use low-cost index funds charging 0.0302%. Mistake 6. Not rebalancing. Your portfolio allocation drifts over time as stocks and bonds perform differently. Rebalancing annually maintains your target allocation and enforces buy low, sell high. Mistake 7. Forgetting to update beneficiaries. Your 401k and IRA pass to designated beneficiaries regardless of what your will says. If beneficiaries are out of date, ex-spouse, deceased parent, they get the money, not who you'd want now. Schwartz's Retirement Account Action Plan. 1. Contribute enough to employer 401k to capture full match. Max out IRA contributions, $7,000 annually. 3. If you have HSA, max it out, $4,150, $8,300. 4. Return to 401k and contribute more, ideally maxing it out, $23,000. 5. Review allocation annually, appropriate for your age and risk tolerance. 6. Rebalance when allocation drifts more than 5% from targets. 7. Update beneficiaries after any major life event. 8. Roll over old 401ks to avoid orphan accounts. The earlier you start, the more compound growth works its magic. Someone saving $500 monthly from age 25-35 then stopping will have more at 65 than someone saving $500 monthly from 35-65. Start now, even if amounts are small. Chapter 6. Organizing financial documents and passwords. Finally, let's tackle the mundane but essential document organization and password management. Schwartz admits this is boring, but argues it's what separates responsible adults from those creating nightmares for their families. Physical document organization. Create 3 levels of storage. Level 1, active, frequent access, current bills, recent bank statements, active insurance policies. Keep in file cabinet or drawer you access regularly. Level 2, important but infrequent, tax returns, keep 7 years, old insurance policies, investment statements, property records, legal documents, file cabinet, or secure storage in your home. Level 3, critical originals, birth certificates, passports, social security cards, property deeds, stock certificates, wills, powers of attorney. These need safe or safe deposit box protection. Don't keep everything. Shred old utility bills and statements older than needed for taxes. Banks provide online access to years of statements. No need for physical copies cluttering storage. For each category, use labeled folders or envelopes. Clear organization means you, or family, can find anything in minutes, not hours of searching. Digital document management. Scan critical documents and store encrypted digital copies. This provides backup if originals are lost and allows access from anywhere if needed urgently. Use cloud storage with strong encryption. Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, with 2-factor authentication enabled. Organize files in clear folder structure, mirroring your physical organization. Important. Tell trusted family member where digital files are stored and how to access them. Encrypted files you can't access are useless. Password management. This is where most people fail disastrously. The average person has 100+ online accounts requiring passwords. Nobody can remember unique, strong passwords for all of them, so people reuse simple passwords across multiple sites. This is terrible security. When one site gets breached, happens constantly, hackers test those passwords on other sites. If you use the same password for email and banking, a breach at some random shopping site compromises your bank. The solution: Password Manager. These applications generate and store unique, complex passwords for every site. You only remember one master password. Schwartz recommends mainstream password managers: LastPass, 1Password, Bitwarden, Dashlane. Any of these work fine. Pick one and actually use it. Critical: share your master password with spouse or trusted family member. If something happens to you, they need access to accounts. Store master password in your safe or safe deposit box. Essential accounts to inventory: financial, banks, brokerages, retirement accounts, credit cards, PayPal, Venmo, insurance, life, health, auto, home, disability policy portals, utilities, electric, gas, water, internet, phone, healthcare, health insurance portal, pharmacy accounts, doctor portals, government, Social Security, IRS, state tax accounts, digital assets, email, cloud storage, photo storage, domain registrations, crypto wallets, subscriptions, Netflix, Amazon, news sites, software subscriptions. For each account: document, website, URL, username, email, password, or note it's in Password Manager. Security questions, answers, two-factor authentication details, customer service contact information. Create this inventory and update it annually. This document is gold when you need to access something urgently or when someone needs to handle your affairs. Schwartz shares a story of a friend whose father died without password inventory. It took months to access accounts, track down assets, close subscriptions, transfer ownership. This was preventable administrative nightmare during grief. The master document. Create one master reference document containing list of all financial accounts and institutions, insurance policies and policy numbers, key contacts, attorney, accountant, financial advisor, insurance agents, location of important documents, safe deposit box, Password Manager master, password location, instructions for accessing digital accounts, basic estate plan overview, who executor is, where will is located. Give copy to your spouse. Consider giving copy to adult children, executor, or attorney. Store in safe place, but accessible to those who'll need it. Update annually or after major life changes. This isn't exciting work. It's tedious, boring administrative labor, but it's adult responsibility. Your family will thank you for doing it, even if that thanks comes after you're gone. This is your year to finally do this. Let's bring this together. This is the year I put my financial life in order. By John Schwartz proves that getting financially organized isn't about becoming an expert or getting rich. It's about handling essential administrative tasks that responsible adults complete so their families aren't left with disasters. You've learned why financial disorganization is dangerous. Emergency paralysis, missed opportunities, family burden, poor decisions, and fraud vulnerability. You've seen the essential checklist: master document, will, powers of attorney, beneficiary designations, account consolidation, document organization, password inventory, insurance review, retirement contributions, and investment allocation. You've understood that wills and powers of attorney aren't morbid. They're love letters ensuring your family can handle crises. You've learned which insurance is essential and which is unnecessary. You've seen how to capture free money through employer matches and tax-advantaged accounts. And you've learned the unglamorous work of organizing documents and passwords that separates responsible adults from those creating nightmares for their survivors. But here's the moment of truth. You've heard all this before in some form. You've known you should do these things. Yet here you are, still not having done them. Reading this script won't change anything unless you actually start. Here's your action plan. 1 task per month for the next year. Month 1. Create the master document listing all accounts, policies, and contacts. Just get it started, even if incomplete. You'll refine it over time. Month 2. Review and update beneficiary designations on all retirement accounts and life insurance. Ensure they reflect current wishes. Month 3. Create or update your will. Use online service for simple situations or hire attorney for complex estates. Just get it done. Month 4. Establish durable powers of attorney for finances and health care. Use same approach as will, online or attorney depending on complexity. Month 5. Review all insurance coverage. Do you have adequate life and disability insurance? Sufficient liability coverage? Unnecessary policies you can cancel? Month 6. Organize physical documents. Create 3-level system: active, important, critical. Label everything clearly. Month 7. Set up Password Manager and begin migrating passwords. Prioritize financial accounts first, then everything else over time. Month 8. Create password inventory and master reference document. Share with spouse or trusted family member. Month 9. Review retirement contributions. Are you capturing full employer match, maxing IRA, taking advantage of HSA? Month 10. Review investment allocation. Appropriate for your age? High fees you could eliminate? Need rebalancing? Month 11. Consolidate orphaned accounts. Roll old 401ks. Close unused credit cards. Simplify where practical. Month 12. Review everything. Update what's changed. Create annual reminder to review again next year. 1 task per month, 12 months. By this time next year, your financial life is organized. Here's the secret Schwartz reveals. Getting financially organized isn't actually that hard, once you start. Each individual task takes a few hours. The hard part is overcoming inertia and actually beginning. The tasks feel overwhelming when lumped together. Breaking into monthly objectives makes them manageable. You're not organizing your entire financial life this weekend. You're creating a master document this month. That's doable. Remember why you're doing this. Not to impress financial advisors, not to optimize every dollar, but to ensure that when life gets hard, and it will, you and your family can handle it without financial chaos compounding the difficulty. This is your love letter to future you and to your family. Handle the boring administrative work now so they won't have to handle it during crisis. This is the year, not I'll start next month, not when things calm down, not after this busy period. Now, this month, task 1. Your organized financial life begins today. Open a document. Title it Master Financial Account List. Start listing accounts. You've begun. Everything else follows from that first step. Do it now.